This segment is brought to you by Jigmaster Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Use promo code PNF20 to save 20% off your jig order.
Welcome, everybody, to the final cast. I'm your host, Josh.
And I'm Brad.
And today we are going to talk about nothing in particular except me and Brad's fishing year. And we're going to kind of review what our ups and downs were. So, also we plan on doing a small giveaway at the end of the episode. So please stay tuned, and towards the end of the episode, we'll go over the details in that. And Brad, how you doing today, buddy?
Good. This is a little weird, dude. We're in the same room doing the podcast.
I know. It's a little bit different, but Brad and I wanted to try something out. I'm kind of been tired of dealing with my crappy audio and stuff because I've been doing mine through my phone. It's not too bad, but it could be improved, obviously. And so right now I'm working on building a computer and try to get that kind of stuff updated so we can kind of bring the quality together. Brad's was a lot better than what mine was, so... Brad and I happen to live literally 5 minutes away from each other. We live almost on the same street. Just it's a busier street, but it literally took me 3 minutes to get down to here. So we figured we'd give this a shot. We're going to try recording with a different app and see how it sounds for you guys. It might be something we might kind of continue to do here and there. It'd be kind of something different. So, but Brad, you want to kind of start out this year? We're going to talk about our kind of ups and downs, like I said before, about our year. This past season, Brad and I both had some really cool times, and some of them were actually together also.
Yeah.
And also we both had some down stuff, some stuff that we realized about kayak fishing in general, and some of the people and some of the companies and things like that. So, Brad, you want to start us off? How about we start with let's start with what were your favorite moments this year?
My favorite moment is obviously that first tournament win.
Yeah.
At Cowan Lake. I don't think I've talked about that much other than on the main show. I can't remember though.
I think you guys talked about it a little bit when we first started doing. Well, I hadn't even come on yet, and I was on the reel down. I think Johnny talked to you a little bit about it, but
yeah.
You guys always kind of toyed around and kind of joked around about it and stuff, but. Brad took a win at Cowan Lake, his lake that he hates the most. That's what he always says, but he always kills it there. It's hilarious.
Man, before this year, I never did that well, so it's kind of weird that I actually won a tournament. And then I was in the running for the one at the 4th of July, and I ended up losing 2 fish one off the donkey leash, and then another one just completely snapped my line.
Yeah.
So, and that was my fault for trying to boat flip it. I didn't have a net.
Yeah, in that tournament, man, everybody seemed to be doing this, but you really excelled in that first hour and a half to 2 hours of that tournament, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, because I got 2 18s and 16 within the first 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
I think I had 4 fish within the first hour.
That's crazy.
So I could not get a limit though after it started getting real hot, because it was 90 degrees that day.
Yeah.
Hotter than that, actually.
Yeah, it was a rough weekend, but that was the weekend we did the paddle and fin meetup in Ohio.
Yeah,
and we had a lot of fun. We got to meet a lot of people, and so
yeah, that was one of the top times this year. That was a fun weekend.
Yeah. What else?
Let's see that win. Paddle and fin meetup, of course, being added to the paddle and fin crew around my birthday. Actually, that was pretty cool. And then Loveland Canoe and Kayak, of course, being added to their fishing team. And then you were added shortly after that, I believe.
Yeah, it was
because that was May when I was added.
Yeah, I think I was the following month that I reached out to Jason, seeing if he had any more openings available.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So you had said that they did, and I think you guys were kind of looking for some more bona fide guys, but I told Ricketts, I was like, man, I already have a boat. I don't need to get another boat, but I'd be more than happy because I dealt with Mark 4 or 5 years ago and had nothing but good things to say about him. And, and I kind of wanted to get into the game of kind of promoting, it's been a lot of fun this year so far. It's had its ups and downs, obviously. We've gone through a lot of growing pains as the team itself.
Yeah.
But we learned a lot, And what was really cool is, if I remember correctly, I think Mark or Jason told me that they set a record for the most boats they had sold this year. So that was pretty cool. And, it's kind of a testament to the work that we've been putting in,
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that I'd have to agree. That was one of my highlights this year, too, was getting added to the Loveland team. And, hopefully we can continue to grow the company for them and get it bigger and bigger, I think it's going to keep getting that way, man. As we sit back and watch the sport itself, it's just exploding, and it's cool because, you think about it, it's an easy way to get out there on the water, to get off the bank and get out there is getting a kayak, whether it's an inexpensive or expensive one, everybody starts somewhere, but, I've learned a lot from kayak fishing in general, just especially this year when it came to lake fishing,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, lake fishing is a little bit tougher. I used to like fish lakes more than I do rivers, but like it's like complete opposite now. So I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, because you fished for quite some time before you actually got in a kayak, right, with your dad?
Oh yeah, I grew up fishing with my dad. We'd fish like ponds, and he'd take me out on the boat.
Yeah.
Cedar Creek and stuff like that, but. I think we went to Cowan Lake a few times. So that's why I'm not really like that big on that lake. I just got tired of it, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of traffic.
Yeah, especially when they decide to do their little
sailboat
regatta. Oh my gosh. But yeah, if you're in the Cincinnati area and you've never fished Cowan Lake in a kayak during the sailboat racing, you're missing out on a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of craziness.
Dude, I think what day was that? The one, me and Chris Anderson, I think, was on a team. I can't remember what tournament that was. It was the Public Waters tournament. Me and him just met up there and fished together for Cincinnati kayak fishing. And somehow, I guess the wind pushed us away from the bank into the middle of the lake, and all those sailboats were out there. Well, I thought I was going to get hit a few times by one of those things.
Yeah, man.
That was crazy.
They don't mess around out there. It's kind of funny to actually just try to watch it because I don't know that they know where they're going half the time, and then you don't know where they're going half the time. It kind of makes for some little bit sketchy situations. It's not like super awkward, dangerous, but if you're not paying attention, they're not paying attention. There's some potential for that, for some angry sailboat love.
Oh man, yeah. I just watching those sailboats though, it's just like. You know how they rock so far when they're turning that thing?
Yeah.
I was for sure somebody was going to flip one of those while I was paddling right through there. It was crazy.
Yeah, Cowan Lake, I struggled there this year. I think I had one decent day, and that was actually a day that I went by myself.
You went live on that day.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I didn't do good at that time. I had done better like when I first started.
Yeah.
And I decided to kind of move around, and I just kind of went live as I went down the bank towards the other end of the lake.
Yeah.
And but it's something I need to work on is some lake fishing, man. I'd like to get out there, and I want to just pick one and just concentrate on it. And I think I might pick one of the bit worst ones possible in our area.
Lake?
Yeah.
What lake's that?
Probably Cedars Creek.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So Cedars Creek is not known for its spectacular bass fishing at all. But
crappie and muskie.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah. But that's the thing is I'm thinking about possibly trying to buy some muskie gear and get a shot at
that'd be sweet.
So just maybe a rod or two and just kind of get out there when, that's actually probably, isn't it supposed to be like when it starts to get cold like this is one of the best times to musky fish. So
I thought like water temperature around 55 was the best time to fish for.
All right.
I'm not a big musky guy. I have no idea though. Yeah. That's probably just what I've heard.
We'll have to talk to Duke about it.
Yeah, I'd love to get into them. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun in a kayak. So
the only muskie I ever caught was in a kayak on Cedar Creek in a little tiny cove that was like 4 feet deep.
Really?
Yeah. So that was cool. That was cool.
How long ago was that?
2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember exactly. Yeah. I was with Justin and Zeb, I think. I don't know if you ever met Zeb.
I've never met him, but I remember from OGF and stuff.
Yeah. I don't think he fishes anymore though, so it's whatever.
So you got your tournament win. You got us doing the podcast, which that's one of my highlights too, man, is, getting asked by Brian to join on and do an episode, which I started out on the final cast. You been moved around.
Yeah.
But, it's been a lot of fun, and it's actually opened up, a lot of new friends, like a lot of networking and stuff. It's been really cool. Just like this past weekend when we went and did the Turkey Bowl, man, I met a lot of cool people over the weekend, and it was Duke and Susie and Dusty from Catch. We all they stayed with us. It was me and Brian and Brock, and we had a house just north of the lake, about 20 or 25 minutes, man. And every night, man, we stayed up super, super late, just BSing, and everybody's dragging butt the next day for the tournament, and even the pre-fishing stuff. Me and Dusty and Duke talked a lot the night before. So, but it was a good time, man. I skunked big time in that tournament, and a lot of people actually did too. And it was kind of cool. Duke and Dusty and Susie came in second place and killed it. And it was a good time. It was kind of actually probably the first. Obviously, it wasn't like a major tournament, like a KBF tournament. Yeah. There was a lot of tournament with some big names there that I hadn't met before. Yeah. And I met a lot of cool guys doing that. So it's something I'd like to keep doing next year. But
dude, that Indiana kayak scene, man, there's a bunch of good sticks out that way.
Yeah, there is. And there's a bunch of super nice people too, man. Like, yeah. I met Jim Strunk. He was super cool, super nice guy, and quite a few other people. That was the first time I met Dusty.
Yeah,
really nice guy.
I'm a Dusty fan, man. That dude's a beast.
And that's the first time I got to meet Susie. And we've been doing this we were all doing the podcast, and we all talk, through Messenger and stuff. And it was nice to meet Susie finally. And so you got your, you did a podcast, Loveland. Your win. What else you got? What else was a highlight?
I'd say my final highlight would be competing in the KBF monthly challenges. I did pretty well in those. I think I got a couple top 10 finishes.
Yeah.
And I was just glad to finally get into it and see how I'd stack up against other people in the state of Ohio. So.
Yeah, what was impressive about that too is that you did a lot of that in the rivers.
Yeah.
Like, that's hard to do, man. Do you place high? Because, I had I had the chance. I could have probably been in the top 3 of one of them if I wouldn't have lost the picture of that 20 and lost the 18.5 off the side of the boat. And then I had a day that I actually went out fishing and lost like 3 really nice smallmouth to like break offs. And it was literally back to back to back that it happened.
You would have had like 95 inches that month.
Something like that, yeah.
That's crazy.
It wasn't for the win because I think Wayne was in it that.
Yeah.
And he hit 100 something.
Or maybe that was Jacob Ice because he hit 102.
He did too. Like, I think both of them. And I think they were in the top. So
that's crazy.
I would have been close, but this is no big deal.
There was like 40 guys in that tournament though.
Yeah.
So the top 4 got in.
4. It's hard to say. There was a lot, like, if I would have been able to score the fish when I did, I would have been in the lead.
Yeah.
But after seeing the numbers that got put up, I don't think I would have been able to call that many fish to kind of get up there. But it's just kind of my days are hit or miss when I can get out. But
you had like a 17 or 18 inch average that month.
Yeah.
I think.
It was a good time, but that was the thing that kind of realized that, sometimes I overreact when I'm out there. Like, I got really mad a few times, and I was like, oh, man, like, and this isn't a knock against tournament fishing or anybody that does it. It's just sometimes I let my emotions get the best of me. So, it's something I had to learn to kind of work on, and it's something I hope to work on next year. I'd like to do some more tournaments, like maybe local ones.
Yeah.
And try to get out there and not take it so serious. Like, this is the first year I did it, so I kind of didn't know what to expect. And when things didn't go my way, I kind of was a baby about it. But whatever.
You like to give me a hard time about
I know
me getting snagged and start getting mad and all that stupid
we
crap.
all do it. You just needed somebody there to level you out, man. Like,
and then you guys say something like start laughing at me, and I get even more mad. I'm like, I'm about to throw my rod.
All right, that's when you're supposed to laugh. That's when you're like, yeah, this isn't that serious. You know?
It's serious for me.
I know.
I'm just joking.
But
it is a little bit.
It's like, but so you got that. You did really well overall, man. You had a great first year doing tournaments.
Another top moment for me. I caught a PB smallmouth this year.
Did you?
19 and a half.
Yeah.
Actually twice.
Was it in the same day or was it back to back weeks?
Back to back weeks, because our Dale Hollow trip, that's another good time we had this year.
Yeah.
I was fishing with Justin, fishing a main lake point 13 feet deep with a TRD, and caught an 18 and a half inch smallmouth, and then come home the next weekend later. I go out to the spot where Justin caught his 20 inch the same day, just later on in the day, and I caught that 19 and a half just upstream where he caught that 20.
Yeah.
So that was another good highlight this year. That was awesome.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. I caught my personal best smallie too. It was a 20 on the dot. It was actually with Brad and
Justin and Chris.
Yeah, and Justin and Chris were both there. They were quite a ways downstream from us, but Brad and I had been leapfrogging each other all the way down the river that day, and we had been on a pattern for a decent amount of time during the spring where we were fishing like weed lines and little gaps in the weeds that were on the bank because the river was so high and muddy at the time. And so we were catching fish really close together, and I think I'd come up beside Brad and we were just BSing, and we were talking literally, and I just threw my lure over next to this giant rock that it was like man-made rocks that they dump on the edge of the bank line to keep the erosion down, and hooked into what I thought was a big pike at the time, because the instant that it happened, my boat instantly turned away from, like I was pointing towards Brad, and it turned towards the bank and started pulling me that direction, and ended up being a giant smallie, and pretty awesome. It was a really cool experience. My previous actually was just shy of 20 before, so I think I caught one that was 19 and 15, 16, so that was waiting.
19 and 15, 16.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got seriously like detailed with that one, man.
That's funny.
But it was funny because I had posted that on OGF. Him and I were on the forum for Ohio game fishing a few years back. It's kind of lost its luster now, but I had posted that on there, and everybody was like, "Dude, that's a 20 in my book," because it was literally just shy of the 20 mark. Dang. That's why I say 15.
If you would have pinched the tail like Greg Blanchard does, it probably would have hit 20.
Oh, I tried everything.
Really. You ever watch Greg Blanchard's videos? He'll put his two fingers just right above the tail.
Yeah.
And it pinches it just a little bit to give you like that extra quarter inch.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
No, not at all. But so that was a big highlight of mine, because I've been chasing that, a fish of that size for a while, and 20-inch smallmouth are, I almost don't want to say hard to come by, but they are, because I mean.
Well, in the rivers in Ohio, they are.
Yeah, they are. But the thing is what's kind of nice that we've been seeing in the trend in our river systems this year is that they're getting healthier.
They are. They're fat.
And so our fish are getting bigger, and there seems to be more of them. I'm not saying like the numbers are, increased like a lot. Like Ohio fishing is tough in general just because there's so much pressure here, and even on our rivers, like there's a lot of pressure. And even in our area, we have tons of canoe and kayak libraries everywhere, so that kind of messes with the fishing. Not to the point where it's doing anything to fish, it just spooks them a lot, because you get a lot of drunk people out on the rivers going up and down them, raising hell. So
that just reminded me of something I've always thought about, but I've never really talked about it. You notice on the Great Miami River from the Adventures all the way down to like, I haven't been down past Hamilton, but down to Hamilton, because that's as far as I've been, there's no canoe livery in between there at all.
Yeah.
And I wonder why. I know it's more urban setting going through there, but
what it is.
It's just crazy. I know like Miamisburg and Franklin area before Middletown, That stuff's a little bit more scenic. The river's wider, but
Yeah, it's a little bit, but then you hit Franklin, and then you got the houses everywhere, and then
Yeah.
from then on, like, you start to hit Middletown, and that's where the river starts to widen back out again, kind of like
Yeah.
how it is down through Dayton. So it loses a lot of features. Like there's not a lot of tree growth.
yeah,
So it's just not as it's. I mean, if you look Little Miami compared to Great Miami, Little Miami is 100 times more scenic and beautiful down there. So, but
the fishing's better on the Little Miami. Don't fish the Great Miami, guys.
actually go fish the Stillwater.
Yeah, do that.
But I say that, dude. There's big fish down there too. Sometimes they're just.
I believe it.
But so I think that was a big highlight of mine this year. But I think one of the other things that kind of came to mind was just the amount of stuff that I learned this year overall. I had a lot of bad days on the water, especially when it hit summertime and I decided to start fishing lakes. And it's just because I don't really know what I'm doing out there yet.
I don't either.
Yet. But what really kind of helping bridge that gap for me is the use of my my sonar, especially since I have side view. It took me a while to kind of I had it last year, but it took me a while to kind of figure out all my settings to be kayak friendly. I was marking fish last year a lot that weren't the size that they were, and what I learned was my ping rates were way too high, and things like that. So I was taking too many sonar shots basically of whatever I was going over. And what made it bad too is it was distorting any type of structure that I would see. If you think about it, it's taking a lot of pictures of the same thing, but I'm only moving so fast. So everything would be in a sense blurred of what it actually was. And at Kaiser this year, I got it dialed in finally, and that was awesome. And because I was able to finally really make out that road bed.
Yeah,
and that's what it was.
I want to get back up
and
there.
I can't tell you how many times I've been over that stupid thing and had no idea what it was. It was just a blob of crap. Like, I'm like, that looks like vegetation. It wasn't vegetation whatsoever. But
that's funny.
But yeah, so and I, being on the podcast for sure. I met Brian and Jay and Jason this year, and and Ryan and Susie, and it's just we've all had a good time, man. It's been it's been really cool. Like getting down to Dale Hollow for it was really like that was a lot of fun. I never fished anything like that. Nothing.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to go out there. And I made it a mission. I was like, I saw you guys catching largemouth in the weeds like crazy. I'm like, I'm getting out of the marina. I need to go where these ledges are that are so infamous, And it was cool, man. It was cool figuring out fish. I found some really big schools, for not really big ones, but really nice schools of fish, and caught one out of it. It wasn't a big fish, but it was definitely a learning experience. I learned more this year probably fishing in general than I had before. Any other time. So
yeah, when you surround yourself with people who know how to fish better than you do, man, it definitely helps.
It does for sure.
Not saying that I'm better or anything. I'm just talking about like being around Brian and Jay and everybody.
Oh, but I mean, dude, I learned stuff from you this year. I learned stuff from everybody, whether they're better or worse than I am. And it doesn't, you know what I mean? Everybody brings something to the table, I can't stand know-it-alls. I can't stand trying to talk to somebody and they just like, oh yeah, I already know that. Or, you're like, I'm just trying to have a discussion with you. But, it was like, we're all doing this for the fun of it, really, in the long run. It's a hobby of ours, whether you do it competitively or not.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with taking it serious, but stay humble.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy who knows everything, kind of thing.
You
can't be approachable. Because then the sport, when you get too many people like that, that's when the sport goes downhill, in my opinion.
Yep.
Because I've met some people like that this year too. That's probably one of the cons. Is some of the people that are little. There's a big difference, in my opinion, of being confident and being cocky.
Yeah.
And when you get people that are cocky, that turns people away from the sport.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't have to talk to people like that. You don't have to socialize with people like that. But sometimes your paths cross, over and over again. And, it's like that just in life in general. It doesn't have to be fishing. It's a big turnoff for anybody. So
definitely. There is one thing I did learn at Dale Hollow. You know what that is?
What was that?
That is to not forget the cheese.
Yeah, don't forget the cheese.
When you're around Ryan Milford.
No, don't forget the cheese. Because,
he will kill you.
Well, he'll buy the cheese first. But then he might murder you.
I just wanted to throw that in there.
I know. You can't help it. Like, every time. The guy can't stand me right now. No. I love you, Ryan. Yeah. So, that trip was a lot of fun. I hadn't really visited Tennessee. I'd been to Tennessee before, but never spent time like on the water there. And it's like one of my new favorite states. So, I'm excited to try to get back there next year. And
Douglas Lake or Cherokee Lake again?
I don't know if we'll go there again.
We can take our guys' trip there next year.
Yeah, that place fishes good for smallmouth. So,
ooh,
it's and they got striper, and I kind of know where to go now that we went on that.
Heck yeah,
service.
Let's go. Cherokee Lake next year, guys. Book it.
Striper fishing's hard. If you haven't done it before, like I give big props to Rob Orr and Kurt Smith and those guys doing it. Man, that is a tough fish to chase. Like,
and they do it in kayaks, man.
Yeah.
Those fish are fast.
Yeah, they're there and gone, man. It's crazy. And we were fishing with live bait, on that guide service, and it's crazy. Like, you got to get it there. They're there. There'll be a school of 10 of them, and then boom. Obviously they'll probably travel in bigger schools than that, but that's what we were seeing that day. And it's been funny though, because we maybe caught like 3 fish that day.
Yeah.
And like that striper guide service, like, man, it's normally not like this. And he's like, I'll give you a credit next time you guys come back. We're like, cool. And then the next like following day, because him and I became friends on Facebook, he's posting all these crazy like hybrids and
your
stripers.
Wife caught a nice one, man.
Yeah, she did, man. She always does that. Every time I've taken her fishing, she'll catch the best fish out of everybody.
That's cool.
She can't stand fishing. She's all right with it, but she's not going to get into it as a hobby. She might have to if she wants to see her boys, because I have 2 little boys, and once they grow up and if they like fishing and stuff as much as I do, she'll have a hard time spending time with us.
I'm sure they will.
So, but yeah. So what's something that kind of disappointed you this year, or not disappointed, but kind of bothered you, or some cons?
I don't know, the pro staff stuff. I found that it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I being part of a kayak team's different. The pro staff I'm thinking of is like
the discount code one.
Yeah, the discount codes and stuff like that. I don't know, man. Like I had some big like idea of like being something different than what it is. I don't know what I was thinking exactly, but I was new to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly. It's weird. I didn't like pushing for something that I never even used.
Right.
Even though I did win a rod through a pro staff, and then I've been using it all year, but I don't know. It's my least favorite rod.
Yeah.
So I don't really like to promote that company if I'm not using their products.
Right.
So I'm kind of like saving my I guess I'm trying to save all that stuff that I want to like promote for brands that I actually believe in.
Right.
Like I'm on the Yak Attack team now because I'm on Team Bonafide, and that has been like an awesome deal.
Yeah.
I can't express that enough. To Yak Attack Pro Staff, it's good.
Yeah.
I just placed an order actually yesterday, and I'm waiting on 4 items.
Well, yeah, man. It's the most popular, kayak accessories, out there.
Yeah. Quality product too.
But yeah, I understand what you mean, man. Like that's why I didn't chase it. You offered to get me on a couple of them that you were on originally, and I just kind of didn't go with it because I would have had a lot of trouble sitting there creating posts on something that I don't use.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that I've never used. Like, how do you sit back and talk about some products that you've never ever used? You know, I mean, obviously you could get the product, buy it, you know, get your discount, use it. But what if it turns out that I can't stand it?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
Yep.
I personally, I wouldn't want somebody to be out there blowing smoke at me saying, "Hey, this stuff's great," and I go out and be like, "It's horrible," and then then they're like, "Yeah, it is horrible. Sorry," but you know, I wouldn't want to false advertise stuff to be, you know, something that it's not. You know? So, you know, we're always going to come across bad products or whatever, you know. So that's just a part of the game. That's just life in general. You think about it, you all buy. You can't really buy much of anything anymore and say it's like great quality.
Yeah.
You know, everything needs to be replaced. It wouldn't be business if, you know, you bought it once and it lasted a lifetime. So, but yeah, it's the pro staff thing. You know, I think there's a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
I think that the market is saturated with it, that they'll just give pro staffs to anybody.
Yeah.
And that's where it's really annoying, especially for guys who fish tournaments. I mean, we've heard Kurt talk about it. I've heard Duke talk about it, you know, like, you know, where you get these guys that fish these tournaments, they fish seriously. They're basically doing it professionally. And, you know, they could use more money to do what it is that they do.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, though, is that if you're only reserving that kind of money and stuff and those opportunities to those guys, then the sport can struggle in growth, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And that's just because you may be missing opportunities to the unknowns at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and not only that, but unknown talent in the game of marketing, whether it's photography or, you know, just social media marketing and it's, you know, photography, you think about it, like any of that stuff, you may get somebody who may not to be the best fisherman, but man, they go out there and they kill it some other way. You know, that's kind of where I'll be the first to admit, I am not a top-notch angler. I am decent sometimes, especially when it comes to the rivers, but you know, at the same time though, I have a passion for this, and that's where I kind of think that you can, where like the pro staff discount thing helps, because it helps cheapen things up for them, so you can save some money, get out there, and you never know, you could find the next marketing genius, you know, and they just happen to be a subpar fisherman. Who cares? You know what I mean? But they can sell used tires off your car, you know.
I know. So a lot of people use it as like a status type thing, like pro staff, so they can put it on their Facebook, you know. Yeah. That's not what it is. You know, I that's how I thought about it when I first started. That's not what it is at all.
Yeah, we've had the pro staff discussion. You know, the word pro, people think professional, but it's promotional. We all know it now, and you know, but like but that's the thing, dude. If somebody wants to put it up there like that, who cares? More power to them, you know. It is what it is, you know. And it's cool. There's benefits to it, and then there's disadvantages to it, and you know, I think it's going to be around for a while. Like I said, hopefully some of these companies once maybe they get bigger, they'll back off of it some. Where they just don't have like hundreds and hundreds of people on a pro staff, and it gives you the 20%
like
discount.
Woo Tungsten, they have like thousands on their pro staff.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and it's just basically just flooding social media with that stuff, you know, and but you know, I mean, when you come to think about it, dude, it's genius. It's like
because a lot of their profits are coming from their pro staff. The pro staff guys are buying all the baits,
right,
and then promoting them.
Yeah,
so they're making money either way.
So, but you know, so that's SubCon. You got another one? Anything else really
for the year?
Yeah.
I will say this because I'm still kicking myself for it. That weekend we got back from Dale Hollow.
Yeah.
Forgot to sign up for the KBF monthly.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up with 89 inches. The guy who won it for Ohio had like 87, I think.
Oh, really?
So I could have qualified if I would have.
Was it 30 that month?
No, there was like 13 actually, but 13 people.
Okay, in the tournament?
Yeah.
I thought you had to have 30 for them to give away any.
No, I always thought the first place guy got in no matter what, and then 30. If you have 30 or over, then you get top 3.
And then it starts at that 10% rule.
Yeah,
I got you.
But I'm still kicking myself over that. It's whatever.
But hey, we're gonna go down there.
We are. Dude, you know what? I just found out that Justin got qualified.
I just congratulated him on Facebook. So Justin Marshall, huge shout out, dude.
Congrats, dude. That's sweet.
That's really cool, man. So maybe we'll all make a road trip and we'll just sit there and follow behind you and catch your fish before you do.
Dude, I keep telling him, I'm like, dude, you need to go down there because Gunnersville is a weedy lake. I keep hearing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
he loves fishing the weeds.
Yeah, he does.
So,
and he's got this. I don't know
secret weapon.
Dude, yeah, what is it? You two have this thing down. I guess it's fishing that crappy lake up north.
It's not a crappy lake. I like it.
I know. I'm just
Kaiser Lake.
It's literally a weed bowl. Like
Not
this thing
anymore.
was so bad that 50% of the lake was one giant floating. Remember the weed mat in the middle of the lake that moved around?
Yeah, that's annoying.
But dude, I've seen giant bass in there, like 7 or 8 pound bass that die in that area. Like
that's crazy. I believe there's some huge ones in there. I've caught some huge hybrids there.
When we found one, I think it was a 5 or 6 pound bass, and it died trying to eat like a 1.5 pound bass.
Are you serious?
Yeah, literally the 1.5 pound. It was hanging out of his mouth.
Holy crap!
Right there in that weed mat, dude.
That's
my buddy
crazy.
Nate and his friend found it, and they're like, "Dude, come over and check this out." It was
my PB largemouth came off that lake.
Did it?
21 inches.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Those are a little hard to find, though, aren't they?
Yeah, it was like four or 5 years ago when that happened, though.
Yeah.
So that lake's a lot different now than it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But they took all the weeds out, where they dredged it and all that stuff. So this year, I'm gonna go back next year just to see what it's like.
It'd be really cool that they could try to do there is add some more rock.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't know how you would do that, but like, I mean, because you can only take so much of that. It's way so much, you know.
Yeah, there's rock down by the dam.
Yeah, but that's about it. Like,
that little island, whatever that thing is, the peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'll find little streaks of them, like, you know, like about 30 to 40 yards off the banks, but they're like literally, they feel like a pathway, like a hiking trail wide.
Yeah.
And you'll come across them, and it's crazy because those bass will sit right on those things too, man. Like, I remember one day we caught like 20 fish right there, you know, where the sand little bar is, but on the opposite side away from the beach and everything, right? And like if you kind of start there and kind of work your way towards the middle of the lake, there's like this little strip of gravel or rocks. It's not like anything of size, but they'll sit like right there sometimes too. But,
wow.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess.
Go ahead. Are you gonna go do another con here? Is that what you're about to do?
Maybe.
I was about to ask you that. What's another con?
Oh, let me think. I don't know. I think just maybe some of the people with, you know, they're kind of cocky in the industry about it. But like I said, there's a big difference in confidence and cockiness, you know.
Yeah.
Confidence stays inside. When you start spelling that out at people, you know, that's where it's like, you know, there's no need for that stuff, you know. People know you're a good angler. You know, you don't have to really extrude it out at everybody all the time. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's like, because that's just, you know, like we're all trying to learn, you know, and if you make yourself unapproachable, then you're doing the sport a disservice, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
But other than that, I had a whole lot of fun. It's been a great year, and I'm really excited to see what happens next year, especially with the podcast, man.
Oh yeah, dude, it's getting bigger and bigger as the weeks go by.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's for sure. But I think we got a lot of big plans for the podcast and the group. We're going to start try to do some more meetups, and everybody say hi to Brad's wife. Hi, Brad's wife.
Hi.
This is going on YouTube.
I'm trying to sneak behind.
You couldn't sneak in if you tried.
Well, because I have arms full.
She's over there trying to unlock the door for 30 seconds.
Well, I have all of that.
You gotta love these. You gotta love these random disruptions in podcasts.
It's usually your brother.
I know my brother always does it.
I'm surprised his brother was taking a shower after work. I'm surprised he hasn't walked out of here in a towel yet. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super cool. I'm really excited to see what we come up with content wise. We're gonna start getting a lot more video.
Yep, I got another video for next weekend already.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just tell you guys, this ArachNet video was awesome.
Did you see my not video I made?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you shoot that with your phone?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you? How'd you keep it stationary?
We have a tripod.
Okay. I thought maybe you taped it to your forehead.
No.
Super still.
See, I was behind the tripod like this, and I was sitting here trying to tie the knot. It is not easy. So, like, you've seen me like trying to wrap the fluorocarbon with my braid 5 times, and it took me a little longer. That's because I was sitting here going.
So did you see that Dusty tagged me on that and said Josh Eldridge?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
So the first night that we all got there, Dusty decides to try to tie some leaders, and he literally tried to tie the same leader six or 7 times maybe, and it broke every time he clenched it down. He just snapped, and he'd just shake his head, and Duke's like, dude, I'll pull up a video for you, man. We'll do this right now. And he's like, no, I'm going to get this. And like literally, he'd be like, tie it, and we were all talking and BS at the same time. So he's taking his eyes off of it, and it snapped. It's just, and then literally that same weekend, you submit that video. He was
that's perfect.
But
he liked my comment because I was like, what's I don't know what's going on here. That's funny.
So,
see, even the pros have difficulties at times.
Yes, they do. I mean, that's why I don't tie them, man. I've had the same leader on this rod for this whole year.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I broke it once, and luckily I'd made it like 4 feet long, so it's down to like 2.5 feet long. But yeah, it's not something I enjoy trying to do. I don't know if my hands are just too shaky, but it took me 20 minutes to do it. So. Dang.
What knot do you use?
I think I did FG knot.
That knot's hard. I don't like using it.
So
a lot of people use it though.
It's a nice clean knot if you can do it right. But it takes a lot of practice, I think. Yep.
That's why I go with the Alberto. That I can tie that thing on the kayak in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. So.
No, if you guys haven't seen that video, head over to our YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel. And
and did you put the ArachNet video on YouTube?
No.
Oh, please do. Please do. Where are you going?
Don't put that one on.
My wife just said don't put that video on YouTube.
That means you have to. Did you share it on Paddle and Fin?
No, I didn't. It's on my personal page.
All right.
No, I might when I do a review video for the ArachNet, I'll probably add that in at the end of that. Just for fun.
Brad and I are going to be doing an ArachNet review here in the next couple of weeks. So
we're going to get Craig Storms on, aren't we?
I hope so.
Hopefully. Yeah. I know he's a busy guy.
Yeah, he is. He's all over the place. I mean, he's making the best lithium batteries out there. What do you expect?
Let's talk about a little bit about next season though.
All right.
You have any goals for next year?
No. No goals.
None at all.
Nope. I just want to have a good time, man, to be honest with you. That's really what it is. I want to fish some more tournaments. I haven't decided what direction I want to go to. If the things that fall in place for Paddle and Fin fall in place, I will probably do some random tournaments here and there. I'm not going to do a trail. I don't think I would have the vacation time. So... who knows? I may try to do, I'll do some for the trail. I meant to do some more this year, but just the way our fall ended up and with the, with everything kind of just with Dale Hollow and all that stuff, it was kind of hard.
Yeah.
To kind of I wanted to do the Dayton River experience and ended up not doing it.
I know, me too.
And that one I'm still kicking myself in the butt for because it's a fun tournament. I had a lot of fun when I did it last year. I did it solo last year, and I think I placed like 8th.
That's pretty good.
And out of like 40 maybe people, but I think
That's
there was
real
like good 5, maybe 6 people that didn't fish it. So
Yeah.
but and that wasn't even catching really good fish. Like it was kind of a struggle. I think Sean Skidmore took the win last year, and
he's won the last 2 or 3 years.
till Justin took his title.
Justin knocked him off the throne.
So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we do with Paddle and Fin. I'd like to get out and do some more trips out of state like we did. I'd really want us to go up to Michigan.
Oh, dude.
So that's another
Heck yeah.
goal to do, and that's cool because we can do that trip and we can do it in a long weekend. We don't have to take we can even like shoot for like a holiday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, like a holiday weekend maybe even.
That'd be sweet.
Drive up there after work on a Friday, something like that. So that's just kind of it, man. I just want to keep having a good time, keep representing the shop, represent Paddle and Fin. Maybe try to qualify for the national championship through either a tournament, like an M Live tournament, or do another what is it, monthly challenge. I know a spot that is the bomb in early spring, so that might be my opportunity to try to do it.
Do I know this spot?
Nope.
Dang it.
Secret. So, but it's I'll probably take you out there. You took me out to you guys' spot, and that thing is produced 320s.
Almost.
Yeah, dude.
Almost.
So,
and I've caught numerous fish around 19 inches this year. Other fish at that spot. So yeah, that's cool.
But what are your goals?
I think I'm going to focus on trying to win a KBF monthly.
Yeah.
Next year. I do want to get out to the SIAC events. Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on Cincinnati Trail. And probably, what's that other one? Crap, I can't even remember what the other one is. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
No, Buckeye? Or
yeah, actually, the Dayton Rivers.
Yeah. That's
another one I want to do. So,
I'd like to even check out maybe like the Columbus Rivers one. That was one I wanted to do, but didn't that one fall when we were in Dale Hollow maybe?
Yeah, it did.
So
yeah, because I think Columbus Rivers was the weekend before that, maybe.
That's something I think we should try to do. Is we should get up to Erie. Why not?
I want to East and West Harbor.
Well, no, I'm not even a tournament. I'm saying let's go fish smallmouth fish.
I would do it. Let's go get Aaron Steiger and go.
Yeah, Aaron.
He knows his stuff up there.
Yeah, I want to go fishing with Aaron in Canada too. Really bad.
He did invite us.
So yeah,
he invited the whole Loveland crew. He's like, you guys can come down.
So
let's go.
But what else?
I think that's it. I don't really have any of course I always want to catch that 20-inch smallmouth. So I'll still be looking for that next year.
So you want to go to the national championship with me
this year?
Yeah.
Or
we'll go down there and fish, but we'll cover.
I would do that.
Like we'll go.
I might not be able to get there till Friday.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go
Friday night.
Friday. Yeah.
I could do that. Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday.
Where? It's Gunnersville. Where is that at?
Alabama.
Alabama.
It's like 7 hours away. I looked at the.
Is it?
Yeah.
Northern Alabama.
Yeah, I think so. It's not that bad.
Then we can meet Dustin, and maybe Daniel will be there too.
And Chad Hoover
Yeah.
The whole stage. We can have our. Well, I'm not going to say anything else because that's. I don't know if it's allowed to be said yet.
Yeah, it's in the works. But maybe we can just go around chasing people, and we'll learn something.
Shoot some video of people, man.
That'll be cool.
Put them on YouTube.
But so yeah, man. Anything else?
I think that's it. What do you rate your season? 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Real quick.
8.
8.
A lot of fun this year.
Yeah.
So
I will rate mine.
Don't be Captain Bringdown.
Captain Bringdown?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna put 8 or 9.
All right, good.
Yeah, I had a good year. It's been awesome. My mind has been blown on multiple occasions. Yeah.
So. It was
just for that alone.
All right. So, we kind of have a little quick thing we want to do. Brad and I want to do a giveaway for this episode. So, we are going to give away some tackle. So I have a mystery tackle box subscription, and this month it just showed up today, actually.
All that stuff in the box did?
Yeah, it comes in like this. Comes in the mail like that. See?
Sweet.
So, mystery tackle box. I've been doing it for the past couple years. I really like. Who wouldn't love getting $40, $50, $60 worth of stuff for the price of $26? So
this one I'm putting in my pocket, and I'm keeping.
No, you can't, Brad. So, Brad,
this one's cool.
Here,
though.
you want to read off what's in here, and I will show the baits.
Yeah. So it says what's inside. It says the Chase Baits Bob and Frog.
Bob and Frog.
$8.99.
So this thing's really cool.
It does look
I'm
cool.
almost half tempted to keep it because it's got this. There's this frog, and it's actually on the small side, which I think it would be pretty key.
It looks cool.
And it is supposedly has like real lifelike arms and leg action. So that's in there. We'll set that here. What is next?
The Z-Man Sling Blade spinnerbait.
Spinnerbait.
And that's the one I want.
This
$7.99.
Brad's trying to take this. It's in sort of a light chartreuse and clear. It's kind of a really good shad color.
That'd be good on the river.
It's got a Colorado willow blade on it. It's ½ ounce. So what do we got next?
Next one is Hyper Plastic Dart Spin, $6.99.
Yeah, this is really super weird, I'll be honest with you. It's like a minnow imitation with a willow leaf that's screwed into the tail. I've heard this is a good way of catching fish.
I want to see that.
So,
oh yeah, that's cool. I know people screw those into the end of TRDs.
yeah.
So I do want to try that next year.
So,
Next one, Great Lakes Agitator, $6.99.
all right, this thing's pretty cool, especially if you are fishing somewhere that's got perch.
Eastwood.
It's a kind of, I don't know, what do you say, medium-sized lipless crankbait. Perch
Yeah, it
color.
looks like a normal size crankbait or lipless.
So I bet you this thing would kill on Erie.
Probably.
So
next one we have is the Lunker Hunt Bully Blade.
yeah, we got a chatterbait. Brad's chatterbait. No, it is like a
Bradderbait.
reddish, brownish, purplish color. From Lunker Hunt. I'm having trouble figuring out which way to turn this without getting the light in it, but
It's all good.
yeah. So it looks like a nice. I didn't know that Lunker Hunt made chatterbait. So
They make a ton of stuff.
yeah, they do.
And then the last one here is the Sweet Spot Tackle Shooter.
Yep, this is kind of looks like maybe a sample pack. I can't tell how many are in here. There's not a really good label on it. And it's a really kind of low-key packaging, probably to a small company. It's maybe just getting started. I have no idea. But it is a really cool drop shot bait. It almost looks like a trick worm, like a small one with kind of a
You might be able to
thicker
put
profile on it.
that on a shaky head, probably.
Yeah, or it'd have to be a small one. I bet you could even Ned rig that and it'd be a good bait. So.
Yeah.
But it also comes with the list of what's inside, the Dibble newsletter thing, and the stickers. So we're gonna go ahead and give this away the day that the episode airs. So
How are we going to do that? We just going to post it on Facebook?
yeah, we'll post it on Facebook with our show opener or the show post that we do in the mornings for Facebook. And then what we just want you to do is like the post and share it. So if you want to make a comment, cool. So yeah, if you could go ahead and comment in there, that way we can kind of track. And what do you want comment wise?
Tag a buddy and share the post.
All right,
Let's do that.
All right.
We'll put that in the post so everybody knows.
Yeah. So we will we'll randomly draw it. When do you want to randomly draw it? That night?
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it like that night,
All right.
9 p.m.
All right.
or
Cool.
something.
All right.
So if you don't got your comment in by 9 p.m., you're not going to win.
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. All right, buddy. Anything else you want to share?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, we want to just take a moment and say thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Did you know you could help support the podcast by going to patreon.com/paddle, the letter N in Finn? You could also do so by going to anchor.fm/paddle, the letter N in Finn. Go check out the website, guys, paddle, the letter N in Finn.com. Also check out YouTube, youtube.com/paddle and Finn. If you got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest, feel free to email us at paddle, the letter N in Finn @gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We're doing giveaways, announcements, things like that at Facebook and Instagram at Paddle and Finn. Shout out to our show supporters, Rocktown Adventures, Loveland Canoe and Kayak, Hammered Lures, Fish Mob Lures, TRC Covers, Catch Products. Go to catchproducts.com. You could put the Paddle and Fin logo right on your catch board. Don't forget to go over and pick up your Jig Masters jigs. Use promo code PNF20 and save 20% today. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to. It helps grow the audience, helps others find our podcast. So please drop a 5-star rating in on the podcast platform you're listening on. Don't forget about the recycled plastics program, you guys. Take your used plastic baits, put them in an envelope, mail them to the address in the show notes. Our man Eric Richards at Hammered Lures melts those down, makes new baits, and donates them to various chapters of Heroes